And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Well, he is a best-selling author, former BBC presenter, former champion goalie, and he's an icon of getting people to expand their awareness, to expand their horizons, to question little bubbles that the social engineers, the mind controllers, try to keep us in. He is David Icke. Now, he's going to be on with us for a full hour, maybe even a little bit longer, next Monday. He's on a tour in the U.S., but I wanted to get him on today for just 30 minutes to talk about the plunging dollar, the bringing in of the global currency, which is going to be an SDR, bank-to-bank, that he wrote about more than 12 years ago, what Obama is doing, what he's bringing in, how they announced the Internet's being turned over to a private global corporation, the dollar's being shut down, Obama's now the head of the United Nations Security Council, the real body with power. All these things are happening, and the great change is upon us as they expand the tyranny. But in the middle of the darkness, the awakening is exponential. I'm seeing that. Everyone I talk to is seeing it. But David Icke's seeing it around the world. And a real focal point of this, and we salute him. David Icke, thank you for coming on.
Mr. Alex.
Okay, this is a quick segment. You've got the floor. I would imagine you'd like to talk about the dollar first, then we'll get into the larger clash of the titans, the clash of liberty and tyranny that we're beginning to see happen.
Yeah, well, the crash of the dollar has been planned for a long time. It's all part of what I've been talking about for many years, which is how they're using America to destroy America. The idea was for America to be pulled into overseas wars that stretches them militarily, stretches them financially, crash the economy, because if you're a superpower and you have the military and financial might to say no to a world government, then the world government's not a tyranny across the world. It wants every single country subjugated. Therefore, any superpower with financial and military might to stand alone or stand its ground has to go. And this is what we're seeing. We're seeing the use of America to destroy America. In one way, America is being used in terms of its military to expand the agenda of conquest and control, but at the same time, it's being destroyed in the process. And we're now seeing countries that have been reports in the British media this week, like China and Japan and Russia, and even the Arab countries starting to really move towards disconnecting the dollar from being the oil currency and the reserve currency. And you know, the American economy, like the British one actually, it reminds me of, you know, in those cartoons when there's a chase going on, and eventually all the people in the chase run over the edge of the cliff, and for a while they keep running because they don't realize they've run out of land, and then someone looks down, realizes the land is gone, and then that awareness and they all fall and crash down into the ravine. And if people just looked at what the British and the American economy are standing on at this time, it's fresh air. It's simple illusion. There's nothing there that's holding it together. And I've been saying, Alex, since September when they crashed it first of all, that there's a three-stage process here. First, crash the economy, September 2008, make everyone see there's a big problem which needs a solution. The solution is stage two, and that is throwing enormous cuckoo land amounts of money, hosing money at the cause of the problem, the bank, so it disappears in a great black hole. And the idea of stage two is to empty the barrels of governments in terms of having any response to the economic situation that they're facing. In other words, empty their pockets, end their credit lines, and then stage three, which is waiting in the wings, and that's to crash the economy on an even bigger scale than in September 2008, at which point there's no response from governments because they have no response. The barrels
David
are
Icke,
empty.
stay there.
And
Let's come back.
It's to bring in the international banking cartel controlled by the House of Rothschild.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to homegain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's homegain.com, HOMEGAIN.com. Check them out today.
David Icke's our guest for the next 20 minutes or so. And then we've got David for a full hour next Monday. We'll tell you about the events here in the United States, in Arizona, New Mexico, other places. He's going all over the world, big awakening happening. But for stations that just joined us, recap, David, the controlled implosion of the dollar that you've been writing about for over a decade. The globalists have bragged that to make way for world government, and I hear him brag about this on NPR, that we can't have a high standard of living, that hurts the environment to have more than one child, our carbon footprint, babies are bad. And at the UN Climate Summit in 92, Maurice Strong said we must destroy industrial society. So they always said they wanted to have a fiat banking system, get everybody so in debt that there's more debt than there is real tangible assets in the world. And now they've got conservatively, according to economists we've had on, between 500 and 1,000 times more fiat debt they've made that the banks use to buy things than there are real assets in all the world at their highest value. So this is a complete fraud, a total Ponzi scheme. And here's AFP, Agence France Presse. U.S. economic decline forges a new world order. Hundreds of other headlines about how good the new world order is, how America's now going to get it, how the Arabs and Russia and China are teaming up. But meanwhile, the same central banks that own them, the global controllers, they're orchestrating all this. So, David, break down the three phases you talk about, starting last year with the controlled banking implosion, stealing the $23.7 trillion, saying that it was going into the secret coffers, never spending it on the mortgages, and now where we're going from here.
Yeah, well, like I say, it's planned to be in three stages, and they're becoming, blatant to crash the economy in September 2009 so that everyone sees there's a problem and there's a problem to address. So the way they address it is stage two, which is hosing trillions, staggering amounts of credit money, fiat money, at the cause of the problem, the banks. The idea being, and of course ask the Federal Reserve and they'll confirm, it's gone into a black hole and no one knows where it's gone. That's the idea. And phase two is about emptying the barrels of governments, emptying the pockets of government, bringing an end to the credit lines of government so they have no further maneuver of response to what is coming in stage three. And that is to crash the economy on a scale that, makes September 2008 look like a tea party. And the figures you're talking about, Alex, in terms of the fresh air money in relation to real resources, that's the enormous, staggering bubble that they're going to use to cause stage three and crash stage three. And the idea is to destroy America militarily and financially, so that it is subjugated, it comes down to its knees, and then it has to go cap in hand with the beggar bowl to people like China and these other countries that are conspiring now to bring an end to America as we know it, so that and then they will do what they're told, so they will be absorbed into the world system and absorbed into the North American Union, absorbed into a new currency. This is all part of it, because it's simple. If something's working, you ain't going to justify changing it. If you want to change something, you've got to destroy it. You've got to make sure it's not working, so you open people's minds to accepting, hey, we've got no choice. That's what it's all about. And, when Britain declared war on Germany in 1939, there was 8 months when nothing happened. It became known to history as the phony war. Well, the phony war, in terms of this conspiracy, is over. We're now at a point where we're going to need to start engaging this, and with swine flu and the economy and all the rest of it, it's
David,
all
let's
coming
go
together.
over that.
The idea is to throw everything at us in a short period of time, short period of years, to bring about this global change very quickly, because humanity is just exhausted, frightened, terrified. Do something. And that's the idea. That's why we must stay strong, and we must not be subjugated by this, and not fall to fear and give our power away as a result.
Well, David, I want you to walk through that step by step, and I totally agree with you in the time we have left with you today. But I want to go back and just point out, you eloquently laid out what's happening. But this is not your opinion. This is all in IMF, World Bank documents. It's openly stated. We told people at the time that they would steal the tens of trillions, hoard it, use it to buy up the economy that they were vertically integrating. They cut off credit, then they hoard the money, then they go out and buy everything up for pennies on the dollar. That's why they say it's the new economy where you're homeless or don't have a job or take a cut in pay